Most men hear the words pelvic floor and think Kegels, strengthening, and tightening. Yet, this often overlooked deep hip muscle called the Obturator internus might actually be what's driving your pelvic floor tension. I'm Junichi Swope, a men's health physiotherapist, and in today's video, I want to show you how the deep muscles around your pelvic floor can actually be driving your limitations. And I'll show you a home release technique using a lacrosse ball, plus a movement cue to help you feel what it's really like to let go of your pelvic floor. Here's the thing, your pelvic floor isn't just one muscle. It's a group of deep muscles that connect from your sit bones, your tailbone, and your pubic bone, and they act as a hammock to support your bladder, your bowel, and your sexual function. These muscles can become overactive, especially in men who like to lift heavy and brace their cores too often during their workouts, or people who just generally sit a lot. This is chronic repetitive stress over time, and when that pelvic floor gets tight all the time, it can cause groin or perineal pain, post-pee dribbling, urinary urgency, and even testicular or rectal discomfort. In other words, your pelvic floor might not be weak, just rather chronically stuck and tense. And before we can strengthen it properly, we have to learn how to let it go. When we look at the Obturator internus muscle, think of it as a sidewall of your pelvic floor muscles. It sits deep inside the pelvis, connecting from the sit bone to the femur, and it helps control the hip in rotational movements. Here's the catch. When your Obturator internus gets really tight, it tugs on the fascia of the pelvic floor. That tension can feel exactly like deep rectal pressure or testicular pulling, and it often feels like there's tension on one side of the sit bone when you sit for a long time. If you feel like your rotation is limited at your hips, stretching and releasing this muscle can be an absolute game changer. Here's a simple way to do a gentle Obturator internus release at home. Step 1. Lie on your back with your knees bent, feet flat. Place a lacrosse ball or a soft massage ball just inside your sit bone, not directly under the genitals or tailbone, but slightly off to the side. Slowly shift your body weight until you feel a deep, dull pressure, not sharp or burning. After a few deep breaths, try to rotate your hip internally and externally. Spend about 60 to 90 seconds per side, or until you feel like that tension's melting away. Remember, you're not forcing it, you're teaching your pelvic floor that it's safe to relax. Now that you've experienced that feeling of that sit bone letting go, let's bring that awareness into a movement piece. In my experience, most men actually clench their pelvic floor when they squat by tucking their tailbone under and clenching everything at the bottom. Instead, try this. As you lower and descend into your squat, imagine your sit bones, your ischial tuberosities, widening and lengthening. That widening sensation allows for your pelvic floor to lengthen and relax. It's subtle, but once you feel it, you'll notice how freer and lighter the base of your pelvis is. For many men, especially those with chronic pelvic pain or that post-pee dribble, the first step is relaxation and releasing. And then once your pelvic floor learns how to relax properly, then we can load up on the strengthening. If you feel like this video is appropriate for you, and you haven't seen my previous video on chronic pelvic pain, check out this video here on my channel, where I go more in depth about the condition. And if you found this video helpful, click like and subscribe so we can show it to more men who might need it. Thanks for watching.